Thanks. Good morning, Internet. I'm back playing some more Slay the Princess. Let's see what ending we get today. Return.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Deja vu. I feel like I've been in this place before. I'm okay with the world ending.
Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end.
I want the world to end.
I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
I'm quite the evil person. Can't somebody else do this?
You're the only one who can pull this off. I don't make the rules. I wish I did, but I don't.
Thanks for telling me what to do.
Don't mention it. It's all part of the job.
Isn't your whole job to narrate, not to
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
There might be a chance that I'm gonna go with what he wants to do. I think. Because I don't think I've gotten a ending yet
the
where
interior
I've
of the
betrayed
cabin is
her.
almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Into the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
I've seen worse basements.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
So she's always gonna sound threatening every time we pick up the dagger. Hi!
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat
I'm
to
here
the
to
world?
slay, Queen.
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
It's funny that you mentioned that. You've never said that before that I think of. No!
Then drop the knife.
We should. It'll go a long way to building trust with her. Don't you dare.
I came for
Fine.
Princess
We can decide what we want
McNuggies.
to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Maybe not becoming of you.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
We'll be fine.
I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
It's gonna get more awkward. 'Cause, I come from the land down under. Are you coming on to me?
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
Do you know why I'm Ed? Do you know why I'm here? To kill you.
Do you?
I have no idea. You're apparently going to end the world.
Don't just tell her that.
You can't stop me.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think.
That mouth doesn't
I
say
don't
you like
remember
the
much
world.
about it, to be honest.
And you keep
I've
checking
been
your
down here
nails.
a long time.
Just how
You
long
seem
has
very
she been down
unpassionate about it.
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Because you're a princess. They have their reasons for keeping information secret from me. No, and if I'm being honest, I'm more inclined to trust you than I am inclined to trust them.
Sooner or later, you'll understand that I have your best interests at heart.
You straight up
Soon.
abandoned me last run.
How sweet. Now be a pal and help me get out of here, would you? We could figure out how to deal with them after I'm free.
I tell you what, just because I'm interested, I honestly might help you. Because I think Slayer the Narrator has a better title.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key.
Not at all. But I can help you sever
Maybe
some
it's
limbs.
somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Well, you do have that big, sharp knife. You could always cut me out of here.
The bigger to cut you with, my dear.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Now we're locked in the basement. Great.
Is someone else here? You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Great.
You're
Now I'm
here
a
to
princess,
slay
princess,
the
princess.
and you won't leave until the task is done.
Thanks, narrator.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom?
Maybe I'm not
Easier
here to slay
for
today.
everyone.
I'm not in a slaying
I heard
mood.
the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Yeah.
The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Well, I don't like that you locked me down here.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain. You cut into her flesh.
This is
The blade
not
is
what I
sharp,
like to look
and you
at.
make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet.
She has no qualms with what's happening here.
She didn't so much as utter a sound.
Not at all.
Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye.
How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Sure can.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world.
You don't tell me what to do.
I just can't let her escape into the world. As
You're
the
not
princess
my
approaches
supervisor.
the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that.
I think
Watch
he
me.
can, because he narrates things, but, Slay, 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 slay. Warn her! No.
I thought this was a little too easy.
I'm trying to help you.
Your
I don't
body
feel like
lunges forward
slaying
to sink
today.
the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before
Take
you
your
can
bones
connect.
and shove them into me.
Stop it! Stop resisting me! I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes.
I'm trying to help you. I'll slay you later,
I'll make
Queen.
this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
If you cut off my hands, we can both leave.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like you're gonna cut off my hands.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease.
Thanks.
Her face remains unchanged
Glad to see.
as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck.
Why are you so unfeeling?
This is the end, isn't it?
I'm afraid it is.
The end
Everything goes
of
dark,
the
and you die.
game.
I hope it was worth it.
Definitely worth it. The Prisoner. This one's new.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
You bastard! You're in for it now. I'm wise to your tricks.
My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We've just met for the first time.
I fell through a portal in time. I know you from another dimension. You made her kill me.
Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth.
The
There's got to be a way
skeptic.
out of here, for us and for the princess.
That's the way I
Just
feel
have to
about
keep
it.
Trying. I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me.
These aren't secrets. We're talking out loud.
And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
What about the large at world? Personally, I think you're hiding way too much, guy. No. No, I'll wait. Maybe I'll put that to the end, because I'm curious what happens if you turn around and leave. Just proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her.
And you'll do everything in your
Don't
power
believe a
to
word she says.
make me slay her. So I kind of don't care.
Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink.
Did you just say wink out loud?
We've said everything out loud.
No, I didn't. Wink.
Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
We're all clowns now.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison.
Oh, good. So she's a prisoner in an actual dungeon now.
The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Yeah, I'd feel even more bad trying to kill her in this state, because at this point she's a prisoner in an actual prison.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I'm going to the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
It needs to show me how good I look.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin.
God damn it.
I hope you know how ridiculous you are.
Now, I have a feeling this is going to keep doing this, and I know that's kind of obvious because this is like the 4th time I've done this, and it's been just a bare wall. But I honestly want to know what I look like.
But there was a mirror a second ago. And now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
I'm really tempted to take that blade, or to enter the basement without the blade, but...
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with blind hope alone. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
You sound regal as hell.
Does she remember us? You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess.
God?
She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her
Damn.
neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap.
Should we be worried about the one around her neck?
Probably?
Why would you be worried about her restraints? If anything, they'll make your job easier. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
It's likely from my neck.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
Oh, so you actually want me to? Kill you? Ooh. Ooh, I'm tempted. Yeah, I'll sit with her.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
Whatever you say, pretty lady.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon.
Sure. For now.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, What are your intentions for me?
I've been here before. Am I the only one who remembers that?
Oh, are we acknowledging that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But yeah, I remember.
So she also falls through the loop.
First you make a comment about having been here before, and now this. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things.
It's complicated things how, exactly?
Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion.
But there's a bigger story here. You aren't seeing the bigger picture here. I want pictures of Spider-Man.
The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency.
So you're the one doing it.
A contingency for what?
Failure? Fucking up?
For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just good luck.
So Mr. Narrator is throwing me
If
for a
you knew
loop.
this could happen, why didn't you tell us? All of this is incredibly valuable information. It would have changed our actions considerably.
I needed you to be in the dark for as long as I could keep you there. It's important. Necessary, even. And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative.
You think you're cool for meeting me second time?
That's pathetic.
You suck.
I never said I wasn't.
You suck.
I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that.
Not necessarily, because he just straight up said that the only reason why this happens is because we suck. We failed. Which means that either he's suffering from the situation that we are the second version of him that we've seen, but at the same time, we're also back here because we failed the first time, so what's to say we wouldn't fail again?
Exactly, he gets it. You're lucky, so don't waste that luck by messing it up again. Alright?
I didn't mess it up the first time!
Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark?
The dark. It
The
molds
more
you.
I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much. Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that.
I won't.
I don't think I will either. I should never be imperfect with my information.
Fine, but you won't get another word from me on the matter.
Not yet, at least.
Yeah, sure. We'll see about that.
I want to see what powers the skeptic has, because, like, ever since the other day with the video with the cold, no, I can't remember the name of which one it was, but ever since the day where it, like, suddenly all my bodily functions could be
Just give it a
manipulated
rest.
by
This
one
isn't
person.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
You're daydreaming. What happened after I died last time? Because you should have left.
Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of them.
That's surprising, actually.
And now you're back.
Is that really all she knows?
So she didn't die to get here. She just was here.
It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
I was about to say, it sounds like the narrator is controlling her story as well.
I guess it's possible she really doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in this loop without any idea why or how.
I sure as hell don't know. That other chain on the wall, who's it for?
I don't know, but you could always try it on. Maybe it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
Oh, it's so hard not to want to do that. It's so hard not to want to shackle myself. What would you have me do?
Let me borrow that knife. Don't worry, you'll get it back.
That's ominous.
Lovely.
But she seems confident. Whatever it is she has planned, I think she knows what she's doing.
Oh please, she's just putting on an act to disarm you. That much should be obvious. In case you need to hear a voice of reason, it would obviously be unwise to give away your only weapon.
Though if she isn't bluffing, whatever she has planned might be for her benefit alone. There's no guarantee that what's good for her is good for us.
She just got done.
What should we do?
She just got done telling us that she was already ready for us to stab her.
I don't know. I'm just spelling out our options, listing the pros and cons.
Then let me help you. I'll start with the cons. If you're handing her your weapon, the cons are that she might use it to escape and end the entire world. And she might use it to kill you.
But even if she tried to use it to escape, she can't escape from the chains. She'd be able to cut her arms off, like she did before, at least one of them. But then she'd have to cut through her neck to actually remove that.
Doesn't sound great. What about the pros? There are none.
The pros are that we can't trust him, possibly even more than we can't trust her. Whatever she has planned could do something to mess with what he has planned. Or maybe they're both screwing us over in their own ways.
Okay, I'm trusting you. I'm going to actually trust the princess because legitimately I am curious what would happen. Because again, if she cuts herself free, she can only cut through one arm, maybe two if she uses her teeth. But then she'd have to cut off her head.
Slide it over.
No, absolutely not. I am not letting you hand your only weapon over to the world-ending princess. Until you come up with any other idea, like, say, I don't know, doing your job and slaying her, you remain rigidly in place.
I will fight you again.
You tried this last time. Do you want to know how it went for you?
Oh, I remember. She killed us, which, by your estimation, ended the world, right? Oh, already tried to take over your body.
Exactly. You can't fight me.
Exactly. If I were you, I wouldn't be too keen on repeating your mistake. Hell, we could even force your hand and do it ourselves. I'm not afraid of dying again. Are you?
Not at all. It's already happened
Little.
once.
I think you got your point across. Fine. You slide the blade across the floor. The princess maintains unsettling eye contact as she reaches down to pick it up.
I'm legitimately giving you all the trust in the world. Don't abuse it.
Thanks.
Also, they keep talking about how big that knife is. That is a small knife. It's hand-sized. It's a dagger.
She pulls up her hair, smiling slightly, as she raises the blade to her throat.
Told ya.
What is she doing?
Offing herself.
She doesn't say another word as she cuts into her own neck.
This is very phantasmagoria.
Nah.
Yes! I'm just gonna watch in silence. I am that kind of guy.
Her eyes stare forward, unblinking. Her smile.
Oh, the
unwavering
noises.
as she soars through skin, veins.
Oh, the noises.
Last she reaches bone, the blade grinding audibly against her vertebra as it continues to slice its way through her neck. I'll be damned. She's actually doing your job for you. What's she doing?
Those noises gave me such an eye twitch.
So that's her play.
Killing herself?
She isn't dead yet.
Finally, you hear a snap. Her eye twitches.
So does mine.
There's an uneasy silence. She remains motionless for a long moment, her twitching eye the only movement in the room, until at last it stops in an unsettling half-wink.
Ugh.
Her head twists slowly to the side, flopping to her shoulder, and her neck opens.
Yeah, that's messed up.
The remaining tissue is not enough to hold the weight of her severed head. It stretches and tears until finally it falls to the floor, completely free. It bounces a few times before rolling to a stop at your feet. Oh no, oh no, oh no, what did we do? Can we put it back? Please tell me we can put it back.
She's a Mr. Potato Head. We'll just put it back. She'll come back.
The princess's eyes stare up at you. Dead. Congratulations! You saved the world.
Are you sure
What's
she's
my
not
prize?
winking at us?
Obviously not. She is thoroughly deceased. I hate this. Can we just get out of here now, please? Of course, the princess is slain and the world is saved. Whenever you're ready, you can proceed to your reward.
Give me my reward.
We should take her with us, don't you think?
Yes.
No, you shouldn't do that. Why would you do that?
I can think of lots of reasons. A trophy, proof of our victory. Hell, we could even give her a proper burial. She did save the world, right?
You don't need proof, you don't need a trophy, and she doesn't deserve a burial. Just leave.
I'm
Even
gonna
after
take
all
her
that,
head
you're
with me.
Still not satisfied, are you? Something is still motivating you to keep things the way you want them.
I'm just eager to put this all behind us and give you your reward. Stop.
I'm just keeping myself sharp. I'm not so eager to put my guard down.
I'm not talking about putting guards down, man. I just want to carry her head around like the chick from Lollipop Chainsaw.
I am. I'm on team, let's put this all behind us, so can we leave already?
Take the princess.
Ugh, fine. You pick up the princess's severed head, its neck stump still oozing bodily fluids. Then make your way back upstairs to the first floor of the cabin.
Together forever. Me and my many voices and the severed head of a princess.
Did you see that? I could have sworn she moved.
Why are we looking into her eyes? Couldn't you just carry her at, like, leg height?
She didn't. She's dead. But what if she's not? Are you listening to yourself? Do I need to explain to you why decapitation is lethal? The door to your bountiful reward is right in front of you. All you have to do is open it.
I could have sworn I saw her eye move as well. But fine, I don't like that moves. Claim my reward.
Open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only, a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is... Wait, no, that's not right.
Well played.
Hey!
This is the end of the world, isn't it? I always thought I'd at least have time to explain myself before I had to watch it happen. It's already... Over? Is he gone?
It's me and a severed head!
But we're still here. Maybe it wasn't the end of the world after all. Maybe it was just the end of his.
Thanks for carrying me up here. I had to take it on faith that you would know what to do. I'm glad I was right to trust you. So, this is the outside. Maybe it's just my lack of body, but it's colder than I expected.
I don't think she's doing this on purpose. And here come the hands.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Because it's the end game, my friend. I'm gonna look at the mirror.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
You approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
The voices feel small, distant as you approach. Gaze in your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They are gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. God, I'm beautiful! I'm a sexy beast!
Ow!
Alright, severed head princess, I approacheth thee.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Cool. Let her out of there!
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept.
She was so
The moment
confident.
she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
Well, I would hope it wouldn't hurt as bad as what she had to do to get here. Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Because we are the world. We are the future. Do you know about the worlds beyond this place?
I know only that they are.
Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
What happens
Nothing
now?
as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Alright then. Make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You
won't. Ouch. Bring the prisoner's head to her.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Then end me! Forget it. I am not
Are
doing
you
this.
serious? No, you have to do it.
Wait. I saw something with Sweet in it. Hold on. Sweet, I've always wanted to off a monarch. Viva la revolution! I've always
Make your
wanted
way
to
up the
kill
short
a
path of the
monarch.
cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
But did you not hear me? Viva la revolution.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
He's a hero, though. he knows enough.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Let's do this. Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood.
Something doesn't
The
feel
princess
right.
really lives here. Slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
This doesn't feel right.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs.
I don't think I
and
remember
lock
it being
eyes
so
with the
damp.
princess.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Yes. Wait. What would be the best approach to another ending? Yeah, you caught me. I'm here to slay you.
That isn't a good idea. Just drop the knife, and maybe the two of us can talk things out.
Yep, let's do that.
She's right, we shouldn't. We should just drop the blade. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. But killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Yep, that's right. Drop it.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Just the two of us.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed. We'll be fine.
I have 2 arms.
Don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
Definitely am.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
There's people out there who think you're going to end the world. What do you have to say about that?
Don't just tell her that.
Shut up, narrator.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Remain silent.
They haven't told you anything, have they? At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why.
I also don't know their definition of slay.
That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
I'd like to point out she mentions we'd be killing each other, which means she knows full and well she's capable of fighting back.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
And what makes yours worth more?
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
How do we know that the narrator even put you here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
Viva la revolution! How long have you been down here? That's actually a curious one.
Too long.
I want years!
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
What happens if I go to let her out, but I actually slay her?
You have to be kidding me.
Forget you, narrator!
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key.
I do not.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs.
It is not.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
You did not. And if there isn't a key, do you have any ideas?
Well, you do have that big, sharp knife. You could always cut me out of here.
I could.
She speaks with almost complete nonchalance.
Nonchalance.
If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out. Anything to finally be free.
I agree with you, Hero.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stair is someone else here.
Yep. Same as before. Narrator locks us downstairs. I'm going back downstairs.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Yep.
The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Go for it.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain.
I could skip this, but I'm gonna let it happen. Nah, I'm gonna skip it. Alright. Let's approach the locked door.
You won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that.
It's not fair.
Watch me.
But I'm gonna help him. Slay the princess.
Bring the blade down and plunge it into the princess's back. Finally. Okay.
Thank God!
There's no going back now.
Finally, he's attempting to commit murder.
Though the blade left a deep gash in her shoulder, she barely so much as flinches.
That was the
turning
center of her
around to
back,
stare
not her
at you
shoulder.
incredulously.
Are you serious?
As a
I don't
heart
know what
attack.
came over you. But if we're doing this, I guess I'll have to kill you.
Mortal Kombat!
Do you think I need both of my arms to do that? I can beat you to death with one.
No, because I learned the first time you're the princess of MMA.
But I don't have to tell you that. I'll go ahead and show you.
Give up. Slay the princess.
Thank you.
Full conviction.
You swing your arm towards her throat, the blade singing through the air. But she's ready for it. She grabs your arm, her grip like a stone vice. You drop the blade, pathetically.
Damn!
She lets go, and faster than you can react, rears back and hits you with a bone-shattering haymaker.
Change the perspective. Give me punch out.
There's a ringing in your ears. You're fairly certain you can feel bone grinding against bone where she fractured your jaw.
I'm pretty
your
sure
body isn't allowing you to feel much right now. Adrenaline coursing through your system and numbing your nerves.
I'm pretty sure I could 1v1 her and punch out.
You fall to your knees. You're barely able to bring your trembling arms up to defend yourself before she hits you again.
My dad can beat up your dad.
Every blow is as punishing as the first. You feel bones shatter with every impact, unknown ruptures blossoming with blood somewhere inside of you.
I've gotten to hear the sounds of bones severing, like skin severing. That sound sticks with you, and I don't like how good it is in here.
You poor thing. I'll go ahead and put you out of your misery.
Make me more miserable.
She places a confident heel on your chest
That's
and pushes
sharp.
you down to the ground. Her knee falls to your throat, your windpipe crushed beneath a weight you didn't think her slight form could possibly possess.
It can't just end like this.
Oh, but it does.
I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The tower. Ooh.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay, yeah, no.
Oh, don't you start grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is at risk right now, and the life of a mere princess shouldn't stop you from saving us all.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
You know I can hear you, right?
It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me.
There's no extra voice.
What does it matter what he
There it is.
There's nothing we can do to stop her. She's just going to kill us again.
I'm gonna call you the voice of glass bones and paper skin.
She is not going to kill you unless you let her.
But slaying the princess and saving the world is going to be much more difficult than it has to be if you spend the whole time second-guessing yourself.
Assume to the cabin. Proceed to the
warning.
cabin.
Before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
I want to see what she is.
We might as well just pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us.
Voice of the broken, are you a simp? Pledge ourselves to her? Bow down at her feet?
Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge?
I don't think that's pessimism.
I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic.
Sure you are.
You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone, yourself included.
Love that.
I agree. If she's wrongfully imprisoned, then we should rescue her, but if he's telling the truth, we shouldn't just hand her the world on a silver platter.
Rescue her? Given the stakes of the situation, there isn't really a difference between rescuing her and pledging yourself to her. Either would be terrible.
I mean, considering the fact we've dealt with her once before, I think we know the stakes.
So please try to ignore both of those knuckleheads and focus on saving the world. Let's not make this harder than it has to be.
Let's make it as hard as possible. Proceed to
If
the
that's
cabin.
what you want, I guess I don't have a say here.
Sadly, you do not. I'd love a scaredy cat route.
The interior of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
This place is massive for what it's supposed to contain.
Why do we feel so small?
Exactly.
We don't feel small. We are small.
I'm approaching the mirror again.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Yeah, that was to be expected.
We should count ourselves lucky. Some things are better left unseen.
Aww. That's the one time I actually feel bad that somebody said that. Alright, take the blade.
Take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
End of the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease.
I don't feel at ease at all, because winding staircases leave you unable to peek corners.
This is actually kind of nice. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
That's rude in its own
Her
right.
booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
Don't like that!
You weren't kidding when you said it was
Yeah.
booming. She wasn't like this last time.
Don't like that.
We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her. Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there. It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess.
One way or another, you get to the princess.
Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond.
I tumbled to the bottom. Did I fall down the stairs?
The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window.
Did she become a god?
The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
Did she become a
The
god?
little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. You've brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity. Drop it.
I refuse this time. I am not bowing to a goddess.
As
No.
if on command, the blade slips from your grasp.
Oh my god.
It clatters uselessly to the floor.
What the hell, narrator?
But we didn't drop it. We decided to grip it tighter, remember? Are you really just going to let that happen to us?
Whose side are you on?
I have a duty to report facts as facts, and the fact is that you dropped the blade. Of course we dropped it. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence. Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Kneel.
I refuse!
Oh, are you still trying to defy me? I said kneel.
Your legs buckle, and your knees hit the floor.
You're not my supervisor!
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk? The last time we met, you told me I was destined to end the world. That thought wrapped itself around my heart.
It has pulled at me since the moment I squeezed the life out of your broken lungs. I could feel its fundamental truth awaken me.
And thus you became a destructive goddess of the world.
The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new. And the world as it is now is overdue for alterations. It's time for me to seize my destiny, and you, little bird, will help me seize it.
Well, that gives away the game, doesn't it?
What the hell do you mean I'll help you?
It certainly does. And beyond that, it more than lends credence to our conversation in the woods. I don't love the thought that in some other reality you failed to destroy her, but what's done is done. I can only hope it helped you learn a valuable lesson.
What valuable lesson? You let me drop my blade and kneel.
You are the only one who can deal with her. And if you don't, well, she's let you know what will happen, hasn't she? And you shouldn't have trusted us with her destruction. She is inevitable. Can't you feel it?
You have been promoted to voice of the simp.
He's being melodramatic, but he's not exactly wrong, is he? What are we supposed to do to stop her? Okay, first things first, you're going to have to stuff those pessimistic thoughts someplace far, far away and commit yourself to what needs to be done.
I'm already committed.
The stakes of the situation should be perfectly clear to everyone now. If you're going to save the world, you have to have faith that you can pull this off. You can't win a battle that you've already lost in your mind.
Agreed. I'm yours to command, given to the simp. I have questions for you before I decide to do anything.
Know the limits of your privilege, little bird.
Well, you obviously know that you're still going to answer my questions one way or another.
There's an empty place at my side for you to fill, if you'll have it. But it is not a place for an equal. It is a place for something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
What would you have me do? What do you have planned?
All you have to do is break these chains and set me free.
If you're so powerful, can't you break the chains yourself?
Don't be rude. Of course she can. It's not rude to question someone who's apparently trying to end the world. That's exactly why it's rude. We should know our place.
I can, easily. But that isn't what I want to do. The story of a terrible and bountiful god unbounded of her own will is no story at all. It's not worthy of everything I am, or everything I'm bound to become. It isn't even worthy of what I was.
So you're telling me that you're only not breaking out and you want me to break you out because then it'll make you feel good and you can tell tall tales and legends that I dedicated myself to you the moment I laid eyes on you and I saved you from your shackles to be a priest.
The destruction in Genesis that's to follow in my wake is deserving of a song that can echo for eternity.
I prefer sea shanties.
The song of you, being so struck by my glory, so overwhelmed by what I am, that you feel you must deliver me into the world.
I don't like the sound of that.
And from your act of utter devotion and submission springs a new dawn, a better dawn.
Negative.
Submit now, submit later. It makes no difference. Because in the end, no matter how vainly you struggle against me, my will triumphs over yours.
the call of the knife triumphs over yours, so I'm gonna keep trying to kill you no matter what. I'm not going to help you in the
I
world.
say, perhaps you need another lesson in submitting to your betters. Pick up that needle.
Oh, God.
Do it. It's what she wants.
No objections here. Don't know what she's planning, and I don't like that we don't know what she's planning, but we might as well pick up the blade.
As your eye falls on the blade, you feel a weight. Some divine hand that sits unperceived by your senses, but that manages to push you towards its desires like an unseen puppeteer.
I know she probably plans on killing me, but I kind of want to try to force my will to kill her. Why? What are you going to try and make me do with it? I'm not going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. You're not kidding about the divine hand. Who's doing this? Is it her? Is it you? No. Pick up the blade.
You
Damn
reach
it.
forward and grasp the blade.
Stand.
This one's easy. See? This isn't so bad.
Okay, yeah. We can do that. We were probably going to stand anyway.
I hate you so much. All of you, stop making me do things. I'm going to kneel here forever.
You can
Stand.
feel a creaking tension between body and will as you slowly rise to your feet, like two foes forced into an unhappy truce. The princess eyes you with soft contemplation. The moment seems to last a lifetime, the silent anticipation of what's to come dragging out the long, painful seconds. But all silences are broken eventually.
To define me is to claim we stand on level ground. We do not. You are quiet shadow, while I am brilliant radiance.
I am the law!
Take that knife in your hand and slit your throat.
What?
What?
You don't have to listen to her. You're armed. Just steel your nerves, step forward, and end this.
End this.
Oh, we'll end this all right.
Oh no, voice of the broken, don't do it!
Your hand lifts the blade and brings it towards your throat. Okay, I apologize for the unclear language. End her.
Narrator, why did you do this to me? Wait. Slay the princess.
Your body is sluggish and unresponsive, actively fighting against you, but you do your best to stagger forward. One step at a time, you move towards the princess.
I refuse to kneel once more.
Slitting your throat would have been a mercy, but it seems you're in need of a harsher lesson.
I refuse mercy.
Plunge that knife into your lungs.
I'm sorry.
Don't! As you take another step
Oh,
forward,
no.
the blade digs into your ribs,
Voice of the
slicing
Simp.
through flesh with ease. It somehow feels like an entirely natural thing to do, while the simple act of walking has become an arduous impossibility.
God damn it. We were there.
Slides back out, the wound burning as a small hiss of air escapes through the fresh orifice. Blood fills your lungs.
Now, do it again. Keep doing it until I give you permission to stop.
I refuse.
Those are just words. You don't have to listen to her.
It's what she wants.
Voice of the simp, no.
You heroic one, what are you doing? Don't just let this happen. Stop him from killing you.
I'm on it.
Your other
my
hand
God.
locks around your wrist, struggling to keep it from perforating vital organs. The blade still flails towards you, managing to slice bits of skin that plop to the floor to join the growing pile of blood and gore beneath you. Despite the pain,
What a pitiful display. A wounded little bird, thinking it can defy a god.
I will stab you again.
It doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to hurt so much. You can choose a gentle end. You can choose to leave that punctured vessel for the next.
Slay the princess.
Or you can pathetically struggle against yourself until the floor of this temple is painted with the bloody impressions of your...
I refuse to bow to you!
Continue to approach the princess, even as the repeated gouges of your blade expose bone and muscle to the open air of the basement.
You know, this would be a lot easier if you gave us a hand.
I was about to say, please, help the other voice.
Influence only goes so far, and I can only juggle so many things at once. The best I can do right now is to continue to drive you forward.
Bullcrap!
Believe me, this whole ordeal would be so much easier if I didn't have to contend with free will.
You're the one making things difficult. You're the one making us hurt. She doesn't want to hurt us. She's just doing what she has to.
Stop.
As you finish crossing the room, you fall to your knees at the princess's feet, your chest heaving as your blood pools in the crevices of the stone floor, the coppery taste coating your throat. The princess kneels down, lifting your chin with her finger as her face lowers to yours.
Why are you a giant?
Your devotion is misplaced. You've surrendered to delusion. But something about your defiant spirit speaks to me. You are different than you were before.
You're damn right I am. I refuse to kneel.
Perhaps, if you've learned your lesson, I can spare you from the release of death.
That's a little demeaning, isn't it? Yes, how thoughtful of her.
It's a mercy. Take it.
I think he's given up whatever say he had at the start of all this. At least one of you is saying that. She's within striking distance, and she's only negotiating now because she knows you have what it takes to put an end to her. Seize the moment before it's too late.
Slay the princess!
Yes, though your body trembles, struggling to defend itself in the face of the princess's overwhelming will, you finally manage to break through, darting to her side before she can react. The wind of your freedom rushes through you, and you channel it into a decisive blow, stabbing into the soft flesh of her ankle and severing the tendons in an act of unyielding defiance.
You will kneel to me!
She falls to the floor, crashing unceremoniously to her knees. But you don't give her any time to recover. Your heart pounding with determination, you plunge your blade into her chest. As you find your target again and again, she laughs, crude emotion breaking through her once stony composure as your blade cuts her flesh. We can do this, can't we? You always could.
We can do this.
The decision to give you this task was not made lightly. You're here for a reason.
It's not too late to pick up the pieces. It's not too late to toss that blade aside and beg for forgiveness.
I'm done listening to you, lung stabber.
Shut up.
Thank you, hero.
I can't believe you would actually strike me. You heathen!
Before you can strike the final blow, the princess lashes out, knocking you off your feet.
Get back up.
There's an unsettling weight
Holy crap!
as your spine breaks, numbness and pain spreading through your body. As you rebound towards the ceiling in a moment of disorientated lightness, she drives her fist into your chest. Your body is crushed as she pulverizes you into the floor, the ground itself breaking from the impact.
I'm just imagining the, during, not Infinity War, during Avengers, when Stark comes down with the Hulkbuster, and just, go to sleep, 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 go to sleep.
You lie there, broken, beyond pain, unable to even see what she's done to you. But the princess is succumbing to her own wounds as well. She looks down upon her body in abject horror and disgust.
Not so immortal now without your ability to control my free will.
You made me use my hands. I
I can feel myself twisting into something new, something dull, something defiled. What have you done to me?
I've made you human.
You're monsters and conspirators. I can't bear to watch this.
The princess has been nothing but cruel to you. You should feel liberated by her fall.
But I don't feel liberated. I feel empty.
You were empty from the beginning.
Aside from the pain, I feel fine.
Exactly. We're great.
She collapses to the floor. Her glassy eyes watch, unblinking, yet somehow still full of anguish and fear, as the two of you perish together.
Perish the thought.
I suppose we were never gonna get a happy ending here, were we?
This is a pretty happy ending to me.
Don't let those be your final thoughts. You saved the world. That's worth something.
You say that, but I feel like we're gonna fall another level.
I guess. Regardless of how you feel about it, it's finally over. Thank you. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The Fury. Ooh. Oh, this doesn't look good.
And at the end of the path, okay, what the hell is that?
This all looks like living tumor. The simp is
I
crying.
think he's upset.
He's extremely upset.
And what's he got to be upset about?
The voice
You
of the
just
stubborn.
killed a god.
We're goddamn brilliant.
Exactly. You heathens destroyed the most beautiful thing that ever was. That ever will.
Oh, I hear a fly in the background.
You're damn right we did.
And you'll get over it. Thank you,
I
Stubborn.
can't say I have much sympathy for you. She was bad for us, and you almost got us killed.
Agreed.
You're being too generous. He did get us killed.
Not gonna lie, if I had these voices in my head, I'd be all for it. Except for the voice of the simp.
Alright, enough chatter. I've got a thing I'm supposed to do, and if you don't mind, I'd like to do it without any more interruptions.
Let's go for it.
Okay, great, you're listening. You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a...
If your thing is telling us about the princess, don't waste your breath. We know all about her. It's hardly a path in the woods at this point, is it?
It's a path in the tumors.
This is just great. Let me cut to the chase. Clearly you've already been here.
Yeah, you think?
Actually, I don't think we have been here. This is all different, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty different.
Yes, precisely. And if you'd given me 2 seconds to finish my thought, I would have said that. Oh, you're actually letting me talk now. Great. If you've already been here, it means you've seen things you aren't supposed to have seen, and you know things that you aren't supposed to know. This doesn't look like a path in the woods if reality seems distorted. It's because reality is distorted.
So you knew this could happen? You knew we'd be able to restart like this?
I wouldn't call it resetting.
I know all sorts of things, which is why you should listen to me.
I'd listen to you if you'd give me a reason to.
That's not really an answer.
Look, if the world around you is changing, especially all the way out here, then that means you're nearing the point of no return. Whatever happens next, that's it. There won't be any more do-overs. So you'd better take things seriously.
I'll take things as seriously as I can. Right now is the stabbery run.
Don't worry. We only need this one last go at things. You'd better hope that's true. And don't let that inflated ego get in the way of doing your job.
If there's still a princess in the cabin, maybe we can salvage things. Maybe if we just grovel and apologize, things can go back to how they were before.
I'm not following your path ever again.
Oh, cut it out, will you? We need to be tough right now. You're making it so much harder than it has to be, so stop whining.
Agreed. You said it yourself, that you know more than you're letting out. If you want me to go to the cabin, then you better tell us everything.
I can't. Anything I say at this point is far more likely to accelerate the unraveling of this place than it is to actually help you do your job.
I don't think that's necessarily true.
In fact, I probably shouldn't have even said that. I trust that if you've been here before, it means you know how dangerous she is, and that you know I'm not lying to you about her. Really? That's it. That's all we're getting out of you.
Apparently.
He just wants to keep things going the way they are. But we've been given a second chance to do right by her. She can build something better than this. She can build something better than us. We just have to let her do it.
Yeah, sure.
I get it. You're conflicted. You've been through a lot, but I really have to be firm here. I will tell you one thing, which is that even now you are capable of stopping her and saving the world from ruin. You always have been, and you always will be. Do with that what you will.
Okay. It feels like I'm being pulled in 100 different directions. You all better listen to me when the time comes to make a choice.
So what if I'm speaking my mind? It's not like I've ever really gotten to say anything.
What a crock of shit. Yeah, you stabbed us last time. Repeatedly.
Exactly.
It didn't even work. It doesn't count.
Oh, it counts. We still died.
We died!
Exactly!
If you didn't submit to her, for all we know, that wouldn't have happened.
It's the punishment you all deserved for not listening to me. To her.
Aside from our sulking friend, I don't think we have much to worry about. You're still the one in charge here, and I don't think that's ever going to change. The second he tries something, I'll put a stop to it.
No matter what happens next, it seems our answers are at the cabin. We might as well head there.
Good, we're all on the same page.
Oh god, it looks like a scalp.
It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up at the cabin on the hill. You'll find the princess within, as I'm sure you already know.
Yep.
That's it? No final words of advice? I'd rather not waste any more time. I'm sure that any advice I'd give at this point is something you've already heard. That's fine by me. Let's get moving. I'm itching for a rematch.
I know the feeling. Proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is a place that feels long forgotten. There was once an elegance to its construction, carved marble columns holding a high-arched roof, vaulted windows letting in the weak starlight.
So, what he just describes here sounds like this is literally immediately after the tower.
But that is how it was. Now there is a growth that has overtaken it. A viscous fluid seeps from cracks in the stone walls, and it congeals into chaotic streaks of writhing nerves and wet clumps of living meat. That's horrible.
Yeah, it is.
You did this.
I don't want to hear it from you.
The only furniture of note is a pulsating pedestal, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Oh boy. If the Wraith path taught me anything, it's that if we touch that mirror, she's probably gonna sneak up on us. Take the blade.
You take the blade from the pedestal. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Exactly.
Good. Nothing feels better than gripping cold steel.
I refuse to touch that mirror and let her sneak up on me without a weapon. The mirror again.
There is no mirror. There's the pedestal and the door to the basement. Just to tell us where the door is. I'd like to get back to fighting. If you want us to kill her so bad, I'm sure you'd be the same. No more messing around. I don't know what to tell you. There isn't a mirror because I would know if there was a mirror. You're either seeing things or you're confused on the definitions of door and mirror.
Nope,
Or you're
there's a mirror.
That seems far more likely. What are you trying to say exactly?
He thinks we've missed it. That we're succumbing to madness, that something in us has broken.
You have broken.
That's an unnecessarily melodramatic way to describe a hallucination, but sure. I'm not going to waste time arguing with any of you. It went away after we touched it last time. Let's just do it again.
Exactly.
You step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it. As if you don't see it. You really don't, do you? How strange. It really is just like last time. Are we really hallucinating? Why here? Why now?
No idea.
Smash it. Smash it to pieces. It's the only thing keeping us from her.
Don't you want to know what we'll see in there? We won't be able to see anything if we smash it.
Smash it. Let's get violent.
Let's get violent.
Do whatever you want with it. The mirror isn't real, so how you handle it doesn't matter, aside from wasting dangerous amounts of time.
I honestly want to see what I look like. Wipe the
Reach
mirror
forward
clean.
and drag your
Of
hand
course
across
not.
the door leading to the basement. As if on command, it slowly slides open, scraping against the stone floor, its ancient hinges moaning as it reveals the dim path ahead. Why am I not surprised? You step forward into the darkness. The stairs leading down to the basement are at once both narrow and grandiose. A high-vaulted ceiling stretches up into a gloom beyond your sight, while walls wet with tumorous growths press in uncomfortably at your sides. You feel both unprotected and trapped, at once exposed and claustrophobic.
I have a very bad ick thing when it comes to, like, meat.
The air is thick, its odor an oppressive violence. The metallic scent of fresh blood twisting with the nauseating embers of charred remains. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice, a bellowing rage, roars up the stairs.
Was severing the tendons of my ascension not enough for you? Was it not enough to rend my divine heart?
Yes, she still thinks she's the goddess. It's rematch. It's the rematch.
Come, see the horrors you've wrought upon my flesh, and feel my hands set upon your throat.
Mortal combat.
She's so angry with us. Why? Why did you desecrate her? Why couldn't I stop you?
'Cause I refuse to kneel.
Got to stop thinking about her like that. It isn't doing anyone any good.
Not at all.
She's not some untouchable god. She's an abomination. And we're going to put an end to her once and for all.
Whatever she is now is our fault. If she's an abomination, then what does that make us?
We've already been a monster.
She was going to end the world last time. If I might interject, you didn't make her into an abomination. She's always been what she is. It's why you're here. And it's why your task is so important.
Go down the stairs.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. The chamber's walls are painted in blood.
Whoa.
A deep, sickening red that drips down in clotted streams onto the charred corpses that make up its floor. This place reeks of torment, of ripped skin and burning bone.
You got really fleshy really quick.
The princess stands in its center, muscles flayed and bare and weeping, draped in a tattered dress of her own skin. Her heart beats from its place in her open chest.
Do you know what I'm going to do to you?
Did you realize that heart on your sleeve didn't mean exposed heart to the world? I'm gonna stab you so bad.
There's not so much a moment of hesitation before she steps forward. Her chains pull taut, holding fast as she strains against them. The cuff around her wrist digs deeper into her skin. Blood drips from the place where metal meets flesh. And then, with a nauseating sound, the skin tears. It plops to the ground. and she pulls her red, glistening arm free from her bindings. She is loose, and she is coming for you.
Let her end it. It's the punishment you all deserve for what you did to her. It's the punishment I deserve for letting it happen.
I refuse to kneel.
Screw that. We can win. We've done it before, and we'll do it again. Only this time we'll make it out the other side. Hell, she's practically done most of the work for us.
Finally, somebody who gets it. I'm going to end you.
You'll try. And that's what I've been so excited for. Let's hurt each other.
I've always wondered what would happen if YouTube started doing Let's Hurts.
Your heart free of fear, you charge towards the princess, your eyes locked on each other, both of you prepared to lay down your very essence in one blow.
Damn right.
It's now or never. Let's make it a beautiful blaze of glory.
To Valhalla!
Horrifying squelch. You are unwound.
Holy crap!
I hope you weren't planning on dying. We're going to make this last forever.
Holy crap!
Huh. I feel cold. I've never felt cold before.
Oh. 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 True to her word, you do not die by her hand, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
Nope.
Oh, there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
It's going to be okay. Just trust me. We've been here before, and you always get scared.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything.
Nope.
Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
I don't want to look at us.
I kinda do. I'll see you on the other side. It's going to be okay.
Okay. If you say so. I'll trust you. Maybe there'll be a good fight there. Maybe we'll find her. A mercy.
Approach the mirror. You approach the mirror. Gaze in your reflection. Silence as you reach forward from the mirror. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've grown. I have. That's new. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. Ah, yes. Just what I want to see, the flesh monster.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before.
Yep. More or less.
Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
What does it feel like to change like this?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
I mean, if you say that, you know that the end of this, once you're finished, I'm going to kill you, right? Oh my god. That I will have to test both sides of. when this is all done, do you know what you want to do?
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
You and me both. Are you the same being you were before? How much have you changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
When I go back, it's as if an invisible wall closes around me. Why can't I not do the same things I've done before?
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
Okay, so you're gonna help me get to all the endings. You've been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Why?
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is desecration. She placed the weight of her agony on you, yet it is she who unwound herself. But there is passion and empathy in her misery. She will make for a burning heart. Do not mourn her. She has finally...
What do you want me to bring next time?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. Do not worry. There are no wrong answers. And every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
So you don't have any preference on how you'd like to change or grow?
My preference is for you to show me what you would like me to see. I cannot know the ways I wish to grow, for I have yet to feel them. It is you who guides me down the thin trail of perspective and memory.
I don't want to hurt you, but the more times I go back, the worse I fear things will be.
The vessels are a weave of emotion at odds with themselves, but they are only perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
Man, I really want to make commentary, but it's really hard in, like, the ending moments like this, because even the music makes me just want to sit and listen. How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
If I am to be an ocean, you have given me enough to build a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective. The task of finding my vessels is your burden to carry.
I'm ready to go back.
I await your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Ugh.
You're on a path in the woods.
Alright, that was actually a triple feature, considering the fact that the first time that I delivered her somebody, I really was hoping to make it a little bit longer. Alright, so that was a triple feature of Slay the Princess. I'll have to see you guys in the next video. Can't wait. Later.